ever. Salud. Ah. Serpentvisionary Oracle is back. Tapping into the current vibes. Before I begin, as I prepare a little more here, I'm one of the readers that do one-on-one personal readings live. I do couple readings. The info to schedule and book yourself for one of those is always in the description. But only through the first week of August will my special run, and then I am back to the regularly scheduled World of Serpentvisionary Oracle, so I can put some of that manifestation back into here. So yes, I thought I'd tap in, especially when it feels like a little all over the place, just a tad bit. So let me get some space here. Okay. Also, there will be some upcoming live readings. I will be doing a more current vibe as we hit the top of the 8-8 Portal Lions Gate. So that video is coming soon. I'm also going to tap in. I'm going to check where the retro is with Venus. And then I have another one that's just funny random. I'm not gonna, so I'll let you just be surprised about that one. Yeah, I know what it is. And it does have to do with the Venus in retrograde time as well. Also, what's new is that I will be posting. Yeah, I'll be posting it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do them live, so I can put them in a particular organization on the page so people can find them. I'm going to be doing Sunday minis, and I'm going to be posting Sunday minis that I do after post yoga class. So another thing about me is that my other page, the yoga page, is also Serpentvisionary. And then my reading page is this, Serpentvisionary Oracle. And I'm both on Instagram as well. So there's going to be some upcoming readings because it's quite spectacular what I've been personally receiving as messages. So I'm going to show you the first image first because this is how I wanted to start, because it was pre-shuffled, but I haven't gazed and read the storyline here yet. So there's one card to gaze into, which is what this vibe opening will be about, based on. Let's see. Okay. Would you gaze into this image? Okay. I love seeing this card in the way that it flipped on the table, actually. As these are true oracle cards, they have no meanings. No symbols, no book. Pure magic. I adore this deck. This is my deck that's been with me for like, I think the longest out of all of them. Or maybe tie. I don't know. But it's survived all my travels. Amazing. Anyways. If you follow my lives or you track my lives here, or especially on Instagram, I've been mentioning this underlying vibe of sadness and grief and our mini deaths, our own mini deaths, although not strong enough to run the show. If you would have asked us that last year and then the year before that, it wouldn't look like this to us now, as it looks to us now. Like, as this looks, yeah, as we look at it now, as I look at this now. So there's a beaming message here about being flexible. And for some, you're going to kick and scream with tantrum, ain't going to do any good. If you scream and resist, not going to do you any good. Have more of what you've been experiencing. It's been a lot with all these different things in the sky. I'm not an astrologer or any kind of thing like that. I just tune into the serpent hearing I've been given. So there was this thing I went through before this whole COVID pandemic was world mayhem. And I remember the year. I remember what I was doing, because I'm not one that is ill. So I believe that's what I went through, though I was not diagnosed. I know that's what I went through. But this was in the start of 2019. And my readings were a lot to do with people being distracted, being busy, not available, busy. And it just got a lot. Like I said, all of that busyness that you were doing before COVID, I kept telling them it's a distraction. I don't care how fucking busy you are. That doesn't mean like it's productive. I'm productive in 2 hours and get it done. That's my productiveness. I don't slave. Time has nothing to do with your productivity, does it? But I kept seeing this in a lot of people's readings, like, dude, you're like, everybody was scattered doing a lot. And then when it came down, I'm like, because I had already been living a lifestyle like, that's when I was been doing shaman work before, so I could be for where I am now. But what was going on was crazy, because I'm like, what is this about? Because then I started seeing the visions, and I started seeing black and red stuff, and I didn't know what it meant, and it bothered me. I thought it was maybe, just local, or, maybe state. I had no idea it was going to be world fucking wide. And it was really fun. To me, I was like, whoopee. For other people, it wasn't. Because why? It had to cause them to be with their kids. It caused them to be with their families. It caused them to be with one person in particular, themselves, their partners that they're hating on. All kinds of mayhem went down, didn't it? I know for me it did. I didn't escape that one. I think everybody had their shit show story. That was then, and this is now. This is a new vibe I have been feeling for quite some time, and I've been tracking this for almost a year. But it was without this underlying sadness and grief. So for me, this tells me here that it's being buried, but there's a lot of things that are still fresh. Sadnesses and griefs and little deaths are individual processes and time, which is no such thing. There is no to get to. There's only experience now and understand later. That's all we have, is to surrender here. This is a card of surrender, even whatever's going through it all. So this image here is, yes, things are going on, but there's another vibe on top of that in the middle layer, where even though this stuff's been coming at us, or at me too, I feel a peace and a calm because I know who I am. And it got me back to source. Because there was some evil triggers out there, and they're still going on. Hopefully they're lessening, or you got to the point like I did and said, fuck off, and I've been peaceful ever since. There was a shift that happened. Now, this went on, since I'm tracking this, near March till now. Now, has it all been solved, and is all like solutions come to pass? No, not yet. But this card says it all. So many of you, whoever you see this, you are going to be high-fiving me and inviting me to your fucking celebration party. There's a heavy summer cross fall pattern here. Now, for those of the people that feel the peace and know their source, and I always says it's just going to show up. How do you live that lifestyle? I don't know. I just know. I don't know. I say it and it happens. I don't bother with the timing. I like surprises and to be shocked and go wow. I like to be wowed. Why not? So this card is a surrender. For those that have surrendered, you're feeling that peace within all the stuff that's going down. And hey, I know my situation. I know what I'm dealing with. Everyone's dealing with something. But instead of figuring the fuck out, this person's like, I'm going to be flexible. Oh yeah, I know that's there. It's different than numbing, because there's some numbing going on here as well. There's a lot to be said about this one image that opens up this vibe. So yeah, so the source is like saying, oh, it's going to show up. I know it's near it. I can feel it. I hear it. And then when it comes in, I'm going to get all these DMs saying this, high five, that those readings came to pass. There's a lot of magic on my table going on right now with one-on-ones. I'm blown away what I see and going, oh my God, they're your cards. I'm like, oh shit, like out of the whole deck. Like, there's magic going on. Okay. That's what I mean. There's some that are going, hey, and there's some that are like, I haven't gotten there yet, but that's okay. It's not about perfection here. It's about being with just where you are and just who you are. It's being with who you are. And loving that self, like, you know what? I'm going through a rough time, or it's been a rough journey or a rough road, but I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to start surrendering and see what happens. And there's a smile on this face in this being in the card. There's a heart image in his heart space area. Let me show you the image so you can see what I'm seeing. Is when you tip the card over, See how like there's like a heart shaped image as I sneeze, and that's interesting. Look at the face. Yes, we've been disconnected, detached, fucked with our own head mostly. Okay. But if you could see, as I change it, there's much love and acceptance as well. There's celebration coming, but the image here is saying the flexibility of the mind. And another thing I have always has been popping in lately is the feeling of things are not what they seem. So this is really challenging when we are in an energy of the portal, a Venus retrograde, a full moon that just passed. And believe me, I have stayed really calm through it all. So just be with it. Know it's going to pass regardless. But your timing is yours. But there's a very strong fall summer crossing here. So I say that it starts before the fall comes, but it's sealed once that equinox comes. And then I'm going to get everybody's messages and all the flood. Is my sound going in and out? Is this what's happening? It's just maybe the connection here today. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I'm chancing this read. Now I'm going to start flipping the images. Wow. I like that these... Oh, okay. I like how the images connect. Oh, I like that one's cute. I might need to clear sinuses in a minute, so excuse me if I need to do that soon. Remember, this is the top card. Now this is the vibe. And there may be like a bonus card, I don't know. Okay. Let me show you the images and then I'll show you the images again. So, top card. That's really interesting that I pick up a fall vibe here because this is the journey, yeah? Look at that. And then there's that leaf like that there. This is a reoccurring image that has been popping up. And then bottom card here. Beautiful. I like the card on the bottom there because the energy is telling me to go this way, just straight across. Excuse me, I need to clear the sinuses. Oh my God. The playa, man, the playa over here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the first card says it all. Like, a lot of people are wondering, I mean, me included, but it doesn't run my show like this card does. I just know it's there, and it's gonna it's gonna show up and come. I just know that. I just know. I'm like, there's some things, although there's some things I have needed to see that have helped me to clean up some of the things that I've needed to clean up. Okay. It's always going to be like that, some kind of work. It's an ongoing thing, but you know, that affects this particular thing that I'm reading, okay? So yeah, you're found, look, but look, this has a feel, very much the feel of if I was reading traditional tarot, like a Four of Cup card, where you do have more than one cup. Maybe it's even a Five of Cup here, because there's more than one cup here. You have really thick foundation. You have very thick roots. You know who you are. I mean, we can know all of that, but we still deal with what? This. I know. It's not easy to change a mindset when people have first kind of ingrained in you, because this is a childish card, not childish, but a childlike, innocent card, the card here. And it's very interesting that this is a journey. And this is just like the magic continues here. It's so crazy. All right. I'll let you know what I see. That's how come I say, man, people that don't smoke weed or don't do marijuana, I'm like, holy shit, how do you guys do it? Because also associated with this top card too, and I forgot to say something about this, it's illuminating with the heart shape there. I showed you that. But there are some that have gone through a state of numb during this time. That's like maybe I felt like this floatiness. I'm not in numb land. Numb is when you have no feelings. Numb. I know numb. I spent 15 years in pretty hardcore numb. There's a sliver of that in that first card. It's not a heavy presence of it, but it's just there. Like maybe a binge here and there happens. So what? Be with it. Has nothing to do with who you are. It's just something that the energy got to go somewhere. That's all it is. And this card is saying flexibility. Learn something new that will get you to push you over that side that you have not seen before, because this is a card of like, it's not how it seems, or the vibe. Okay. So we get like, but see, you're sitting right on top of all that love in this image, and you have a glow around you. The glow has not gone away. It just feels a little down, and there's still a heart image here. It's very sweet. Very sweet. Don't give up. It's very sweet. This is causing a lot for you to see and experience. The soul doesn't always experience happy, adventure, sensual, sexual stuff. It goes pretty dark sometimes. And those are the most valuable times. That's when I've done my best work. That's how I've made up the yoga practice that I guide and teach. You have a really strong foundation, everyone. Thick roots of knowing who you are and what you love and adore. If you're just sitting on it, that's okay. Let the emotions come up. They're just that. Let the head freak out. It happens. Although, this is very temporary. If I'm sorry, this is okay. I've mentioned this before. There'll always be someone to listen. People want to be heard. Reach out. You've managed to come out of a cave. A lot of us have hermited, some extreme than others. Some extreme than others. Some may feel like they've been drowning in it for whatever reason this little pit thing is about. It's just temporary. Because deep, I'm telling you, you think falls, you don't think you can hang till fall. Well, I saw the crossover crossing over before fall. This is a crossover image, the first one. But right below it, right smack underneath, as the journey continues, it's like we're completely rescued. The divine intervention happens. The DMs come in from all those readings the magic on the table that I saw. It will be completely in fruition in fall for sure. This is to weed out some places you don't want to be in. Keep standing for where you want to be, not what you don't want. Do not go to the past. It's not what it seems. This is a swift kick in the fucking ass though right here. Let me sit with this one right here. Oh, that's what that's about? I get it. Okay. As you know. Welcome welcome whoever has popped in. I'm doing current vibes because I'm doing the current vibes here. It's quite the story and the journey. Hope the peeps relate to this one. I've been tracking this almost a year, but then the vibe changed a little during spring. I don't look ahead in the calendar. I'm not an astrologer. I just go by now and at least 3 months out when I do personal readings. So depending on what kind of reading, what the question is and all that. And someone even asked me, I've been asked twice now, just recently, I guess people really I'm glad that they come for guidance, but they say, give me 6 months out. And I'm like, see, but here's the thing. If you think 6 months out or 6 months, how could you see yourself where you are now? Or, it's a little weird because things are going to come at us. They come at you. You might decide and choose something else that's from who knows where. Someone can enter your life. All kinds of things happen. I don't know what people goes on in their minds. I channel through me. No one has their energy on me or anything. It's just what it is. Okay, so I needed to take a break to look at this because it's kind of funny. Thank you for the Leo energy, thank you. During the 8-8 Venus retrograde in Leo. It's a very sexual card. And it's a lot of things. I love these cards. Let me see if I can read more. Okay, that's better. Okay, for a lot of you that are open, I see like a lot of you are open here. Gifts, dreams, signs, and there's particular one mostly comes to you, or who you feel the most is looking down upon or around you in some way. It's neither male or female energy, it's androgynous. But they're saying the relief is there, and it's interesting that I know it's going to be grounded in fall. It's just right there. We are taken care of. And say that to yourself. I'm always taken care of. I always say that. I am, though. I'm always taken care of. As long as I stay true here and speak truth, taken care of. And believe me, it's like phenomenal how it pops up in who and how what appears. And that makes it exciting for someone like me. Especially if you like travel or move, you get what I mean. And especially if you've ever lived out of a van, that is crazy now. Now, I don't know, it was kind of crazy back then in the 90s. Now, I don't know. Just, you know, if I was vanning, I would like trick it out like James fucking Bond and shit, you know, so no one would fuck with me. For real. And I suppose I know people that are not in any type of industry can create it. For real. These type of individuals are starting to connect with us. And what I mean by that is that, for example, I knew this guy. He didn't study mechanics. He didn't work as a mechanic. He's a very odd dude, part of the neighborhood. But he could look at your car and know what the fuck was up by looking at it. So I just figured it out because I took it apart, and and you could see all these scars on his chest and legs from taking cars apart and while they were running. He was a little out there, right? But he figured it out. Well, how I know is because I bought this cheap crap van, and I asked him, you think it would make it across the United States? And he said yes, and it did actually. Anyways, unique souls like that, they just know. And that's like they don't been trained in it. They don't have jobs in it. They're just them. They're interesting beings, these people. And I've met them. And interesting, this person that I speak about actually called me very random when we still used house phones, the house line. We didn't have cell phones back then. Not yet. We didn't have cell phones, not flip phones even. Mobile, like in fancy schmancy cars, right? And this guy called me. And then the next thing I knew, he had passed. And I went, wow, that's interesting. He just called me to shoot the shit. And I didn't even know he had my number. I didn't even know, like, I was just like, how did he catch me home? Because I was always out at that time. I loved where I was living. I was always out. I was never home, hardly ever. Just to sleep and eat and work out. But there's some interesting people. What I'm saying in this story is there's interesting people that are going to start radiating and pulling you up from your situation. Like, you're going to meet people now. Like, people are coming in, those connections, whether it be work, a new friend. In this case, you know, there's a big fucking boner looking at me, so there's sex involved. But this was funny because a lot of the magic here, or the personality of this table, is big dick energy. And recently, it's the big, juicy pussy energy that is now has been showing up. So there's going to be those sexual connections, sensual connections, partnerships that are very much very targeted and aligned. Really targeted and aligned. But it's going to be when you completely surrender. This is the message here. I don't know what that is. I don't know how people do that. I honestly don't. But I know it's in that hard space. And for a lot of people don't really want to go there. And there's something about abundance in your heart space that's connected. It doesn't mean, like, say you're disconnected from your heart space, stupid. You know, you have jobs, you create income. That's not what I'm saying. It's not a blockage. It's not. I'm saying if you go deeper, boy, will something really illuminate. But it takes courage. The only way I know is I drink ayahuasca. Not everybody's suited for that one. But there's always a modality that can get through there's all kinds of modality. A lot of different types of modalities that can get in there and get to that core. I have resources to that. I'm just saying that none of that was deep enough. None of that was strong enough for someone like me. Not with the shit that that I loved and adored on my path, which I did. I loved it all. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that was fucked up, but you know what? The good outweighs all of that, because there was some really great times during those dark times and them times. For real. What, I didn't like not live. It was just there, you know. It wasn't like ruling my life. Well, in a way, it did, but what's going on with the music? Anyways, the last card here is very endearing, because it's really meant. Lean on those that, you know, are a little, like you feel are strong, or each other, doesn't matter, because everybody's going through some kind of contemplation here and ideas, and it's not all like the sadness and grief. There's a lot of different branches here that listen, different roots that, so interesting that the image is sitting on a lot of roots, but there's this main trunk, but it's branched out. And it looks like you're sitting on love, remember? And you don't see it yet. But once you get up and you rise, because this journey is about the seeking, is about the journey of it all, is about not giving up. I know it can be mind exhausting, but this is what this healing thing is about that I see. or the modality that helps to, like, something kind of drops down, because it gets to this point where you just go, for real. How you know? You don't have stress. It kind of just goes away. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it may return the next day or something. I mean, you know, thus the yoga practice with me calms the beast down for sure. The way I practice it, it does. And this is like, when I see this, it reminds me like shaman card, like, soon you'll be home. Soon you'll be home. Just where you're supposed to be. I'm gonna see this in the I know. They have this look. There's this look, right? And I'm gonna be one of them, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It's not been all like, oh, it's just wonderfully floaty here. Which kind of it is, because it is a magical place. But I gotta choose to get up. I gotta choose to go to the mat. I gotta choose, yeah? So there's a really beautiful last card here of being soothed, and you're looking like when a person's just stunned, they can't even smile, their eyes are just like, what am I seeing? You're like, what am I seeing? And like, you're rising from the dead, from this force that's on top, whatever. And the force is a metaphor, like this presence in this force is that metaphor, is that what all this journey has been about finally appears. It's like you're stunned. That's a really crazy vibe for today. I'm glad I came on here to do this reading. Show you the images one more time. Bullet point. That's me at night after I bong rip to oblivion. Creating art or doing whatever I do and being fine. Emphasis here is flexibility, changing that mindset, even though what? It's still going on. See, there's one card in surrender, but there's one card like, I'm not ready to lift this arm yet. All your timing, there is no get to, okay? Be with who you are. Be where it is. It's going to change. Just like I said, it just shows up. That's good. This dude may probably, this dude may be tripping too. Like, he's high-fiving something. And look at this expression. And look at the heart, chest, and you can see the heart image. This image actually looks more like a cock and balls. See, big dick energy. Right hand is more, this is more the masculine side of the body. This is what drives us, what has us go forward. So this is good. Like I said, don't worry about this. Anus thing can happen here. See, tired eyes. Are you seeing tired eyes here, or you have tired eyes? This is being with the, like, I get the detachment, man. I get the disconnect and detachment. Dude, I go to the dark dungeon of detachment and disconnect. This brain that I have be realigned with has been fascinating to live in or live through. I see. Well, let this soothe you. Look, let's do it this way. Because these are the most unique cards. Because it's endless. One card is so endless. Yes, I know it's been bumpy road, but you know what? This guy right here is saying hallelujah, hallelujah, fuck it. He looks pretty peaceful here. He even got a little Mona Lisa smile going on almost. This is a very interesting card here. This is where I was seeing a lot, actually. Just want to show you the image, though. Yeah, look at these roots. Depends how you view them. There's a lot going on in these roots. And they're pretty thick. Oh, hold up. But you come from them depths. You come from them depths and you rose all the way above and you're sitting on this love right here. It's very magical, this image. Because see, it depends how you perceive it. Because he's still glowing. There's like just a little tinge here. It's not that bad, but can you see like this is an interesting shape here. Kind of looks like a heart, but looks like very womb in here. But once you get up and sit up, that's going to change. Obviously, I'll show you. So this is just, you know, temporary, because look what moves, look at how it moves. And look, this is the same, isn't it interesting, like this figure here, it's kind of like they're the same, but there's a little bit more maturity here. But this is a separate, this is the vibe of what I channeled, but it's just interesting, the journey. Now it wants to, this one wants to show you why this is there. And it's the card down here. But anyways, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 card journey. And I get this card, you know, my sleep patterns been fucked up. It's weird, but I don't resist. I'm on this side. I'm like, fuck that. I'll just like go with it, whatever, because I can. Instead of, and there's a lot of things to work out, but it's not like a big deal. Anyways, here we go. That right there. That presence right there. And there's your hands. This little guy right here. The hands. You surrender here. And I mean it in past tense, surrendered. Because the hands are not touching. Because it's been given. Because the beams of light are coming through your hands. So you will be surrendering this other arm. Don't worry about that. Be with where you are. Be good. Come to the tribe of peace, and like, not that you're not giving a fuck. It's different. Okay? Because it's right there. It's been given. Like I said, a lot of people, it's been trickling down, but you're going to know the difference between the trickling down and this. This is like here you go. This is what you've asked for. Not like what's going to save you, but it's like relief when you receive it, for sure. Just gaze into that for a while. can also interpret that as a waterfall and the downflow and the pouring of that abundance coming in. But you do notice the fall leaves. So this was just the start of the crossing of the fall. You know, when it starts to change the colors, barely, but it's still summer. Sometimes it depends where your area is, depends on your location. That's the baby, that's the spark of it in a sense. So this is the journey of what's going on. It's not too far away, but this is already like it's already taken place. This gets funny. Boy, did this mold and shape us. But this is the card where I can see the sexual. I'll show you how. Shit, this dick has a freaking face, so can you see the phallicness coming down? I mean, it's just barely appearing, because this is not the whole thing. This is just barely appearing. And this is a dick with arms. You can see a little part on right there. You can see many things in here. Isn't that fun? And then this like little phallic thing, this little heart-on piece right here. There's this like thing coming beneath the hands. Like that connection. Now, like again, I say, it could be a one hell of a friend that's male. You know, it comes in a lot of things. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep doing that with the phone. I should just pick up the card and rotate it. Hold on. But if we rotate it, another thing I see, when you rotate it, it's a little different here. There's a lot of different things here. These cards are so magical, I could stay stuck on one card. Not stuck, I can hang out with one of them for a lot. I just want to show you the little details of the hands even. Very detailed. Big dick energy, that's funny. But look at all this. This is like the super juicy pussy power energy right here. All in here. That cave got mighty bright. So you get what I mean? But this is like those connections I'm telling you about, like those real strong. These are strong connections that have molded. Why? Because we went through some, remember, current vibes. But here we go with the last card image here. This is very, very sweet. Very sweet. And look at this being's eyes. You're really stunned. Look how cute that is. See, it's the same person here. It's a maturer when you have, as you've been given this here. It's very dear. Let me see the leaves here. Kind of, okay, yeah, they're leaves. Okay. So how about that imagery? Isn't that sweet? Yeah, that being has a face like it's like what? Stunned. Still have magic on the table coming in. I'll be tuning in again though for a live there's the, I have a funny idea, so I'm going to go with it. I don't know when I'm going to pop that one up, but that's going to be entertaining. You'll know about that one, but I'm not going to redo. I'm going to do part 2 of the Lionsgate Portal 8-8 portal. And also, I'm going to find out where the retrograde is in Venus and then see when that reading, and another check-in about that. Because things change day by day. That's like I tell people, well, 6 months is okay, but that to me is a little far out. Not how things are really quick these days. For all you know, it could be tomorrow. And all this has to happen is this dude rolls over, this little person rolls over and joins that and surrenders. You don't know what's on that other side yet. Whee! Anyways, thank you for tuning in. It was really fun. I want to keep the images on the table because this is magic. I want to soak into this. I'll return soon. You'll see. Yeah, I'll return soon.